State Park. In our first natural refuge, nature reserve. It is over here at Canaan Valley. As you can tell, it's really windy. So, enjoy a nice picture of me and this lovely sign. Get on to the fun stuff. Let's go on an adventure. Come on. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and give you some interesting information on, well, this National Wildlife Refuge. So, the Canaan Valley National Wildlife Refuge is the largest contiguous high elevation wetland complex in West Virginia, and harbors a vast assemblage of rare plants and animals that normally are associated with northern latitudes. Which means that because of the elevation of this part of the state, they're in a totally different climate zone. Like, we would be humid continental with warm summers. They'd be probably warm continental or humid continental with cool summers. So the fact that there's an elevation change and a climate change kind of messes with what kind of plants and animals grow here. And they've got some different ones. The refuge was established in 1994. The refuge conserves, protects, and manages a mosaic mixture of wetlands, forests, and early successional habitats. All of these different factors help us support migratory birds as they come through, and it also is a refuge for threatened and endangered species, whether that is of the animal origin or plant origin. Let's see. This refuge was actually the nation's 500th National Wildlife Refuge. And as the wind finally stops, I might be able to finish this. So, the Canaan Valley National Wildlife Refuge was the nation's 500th wildlife refuge and was established on August 11th of 1994. They were able to do this with the purchase of 87 acres of land, and now the refuge currently sits at 16,987 acres of land. They work to preserve the wetlands and the uplands in this high elevation and moist valley. The valley's high elevation and position in the Allegheny Mountains combines to create a cool, moist climate. It's more found typically in Maine and Canada. This climate supports different species like balsam firs, cottongrass, birds like woodcock and fisher. Many plants and animals are near their southern limit by living in this preserve, this refuge. Rare species abound in this high elevation wetlands, And the refuge is home to more than 580 species of plants and 288 different types of animals and birds. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of wildlife. And I know this doesn't really look like much of a refuge, but one thing you have to remember about this is the fact that a refuge is somewhere where these animals can be safe at. Don't have to worry about being, I guess, poached, killed by other human beings. So it's nice that we have things like this. I think it's really cool that this National Wildlife Refuge is the 500th in the nation. I think that that's really cool, and that should be a bright spot, especially for West Virginia. Now, another kind of depressing thing, I'm sorry I'm out of breath, been hiking around like crazy lately, is, yeah, it looks kind of dreary and depressing. Right now, this video is being shot in April, so all of the buds haven't really come on yet, and it's not really come alive yet. Just because something isn't green doesn't mean that there isn't beauty in it. So we're going to go ahead and hike some more. I'm going to take you guys along on this journey with us. I promise I'll get better on my introductions. Not really used to talking to cameras that much. So let's go on an adventure. We got this. I'm just out of shape.